With the exception of the black marker, this spread was done entirely out of fabric. Hi everyone, it's Lee here. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another day of Junk Journal January. We're up to day 24 and the prompt is fabric. And I'm going to use fabric as my paint today. So what I have done is I've got a background here, so I'll be cutting and gluing that on there. And I went ahead and I stuck some pieces of fabric onto some white paper just to make them easier to cut out and handle. Some bigger pieces, and then I've done all these circles and some odd little leaf shapes, etc. So I'll use them to make hopefully a nice bright collage on my page with the fabrics. And also I found that you can actually write on them quite easily once, you know, with the right sort of pen. So a right pen, write with a right pen. That's it. Anyway, the first thing I want to do is get this stuck down. I just need to take into account that this is one of those winky wonky pages. So I'm going to have to cut it in half, I reckon. Anyway, I'm going to use my pinking shears so I get a nice little zigzaggy, arty looking edge. So I've cut that to size, left a little edge around, and on this bit, like put an overlap on each so it covers the spine. Just a little rebate there. Now I'm going to glue that down, and I'm going to use this Aleene's tacky glue to do that. I can see there's a couple little bits where the glue hasn't quite made it. Can I get this flatter? This book's becoming a little bit difficult to work in. Can't really get it any flatter than it is. Okay, so that's one side. So I'll paint or do something around the edge. Cover up that white. Probably should have done that before I glued down the fabric. Would be the sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? You'd think. Okay, before I glue down the other side, I'll do that. Okay, so far so good. Got a blue background, and now I need to just cut out my pieces and work out where I'm going to put them. Oh, that's what I was talking about, drawing on the fabric with the, well, I used a Postica pen. So I cut all the circles out and I cut this leaf thing out, but I didn't worry about cutting out these smaller ones as yet. I'll just do them as I think I'll need them. So what I'm going to make this, like, they're not going to be all circles, so I'm going to actually make them into flowers. So basically I'll draw on the back and then cut around it just to give a flowery shape. This isn't really a very good example, but anyway, you'll get the idea once it's cut out. Next time, if ever I do anything like this, I wouldn't... See, I hadn't planned on putting these on a dark background. So the white paper was an afterthought, but it would be sensible just to glue the fabric onto the paper in the first instance, and then to cut the shapes out of the paper and fabric together. Could probably run these through a die cutting machine as well, if you have the right die. It'd be interesting to see what this looks like when I turn it over. It's a bit wonky. It's a little bit off, isn't it? Draw on it, that's how I'll fix it. It's funny, isn't it, when it's okay, the drawing doesn't look that bad. Anyway, I'm going to do something like that. Okay, so I just cut some ovally shaped leaves out, and I made all of the flowers into like lotus shapes, sort of lotus. That one's a bit out of whack. So yeah, they're going to be lotus flowers. And then I had some blue and white striped fabric, which I'm going to use for the stalks. I wasn't going to use that, but I think I might just pop it in there. Alright, so I'm going to work out where I'm going to stick all these down. Probably have to make some more of those leaves and then glue it down. So I'm just going to fast forward you through all of this bit. When I've finished, I'll be using Posca pen or something like that to go around the outside and draw some little bits of detail on there. So I'm going to glue down some leaves that will be in the background a little bit. The lotus flowers have a long stem, so I need to put them all up the top, and I've decided not to use these strips of fabric for the stem. I'm going to just draw them on. Just a little bit less work, I think. So I'm going to stick down a couple of the leaves for the background. Oops, glue didn't hold very well. Yeah, and then I'll start putting in some of the flowers. So these aren't lilies, water lilies, they're lotus. So they're a little bit different to water lily leaves. There's a similarity, but they're not exactly the same. And this is art glitter glue that I'm using. I'm going to leave it at that, I think. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I am not. I got to do my black edging. Oops. I'm just using a paint pen, so it's going to be a bit wonky. Thanks very much for watching this. I hope you like it. I hope that you will leave me a comment and perhaps a thumbs up, or you could give me a thumbs down if you really hate it. That's always an option. This is fun to do. So that's my lotuses. And I've got so much ink, I didn't realise, or it's paint. I had my arm on top of the wet paint, didn't I? From the paint pen. I should have started on the left and worked my way right, but, you know, don't think these things until afterwards. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Oh, I love it. I'm not even going to put any splashes on there. I don't think it needs it. Let me just give a bit more of an outline to that one. Yeah, it's cool. This is not what I thought I would be doing. I didn't know what I was going to do, to be honest. Well, they only turned into lotus flowers because I was so rubbish at cutting any other sort of flower out of those circles. So that was a good thing. So that was when something didn't work out, something else came out of that. And that's what this intuitive art journaling is all about, really. So when you start off, you're just doing, you know, putting marks, or you might have an idea and then it evolves as you go along and might end up something entirely different, just like this one did. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting the notification bell. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. And I'll see you tomorrow. What did I do with that thing? There it is. Let's have a look. Tomorrow is ombre. Okay. Might do some gel printing or something for that. Alright. Take care. Enjoy creating. Happy creating. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo.